Yo, 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 it's Kyle Shannon with the AI Learning Lab. What's happening? Happy Friday night. I've got myself a 3 Mile Island. I bet you don't know what that is because I just made it up. It's good. So, for those of you joining, hey. For those of you joining, my sons, they're 23, so don't get bitching about me having them drink. But anyway, they were making margaritas. So they made a margarita, and then I heard they were the sweetener they were using was dry curacao. When curacao is fine, that's like orange liqueur, but dry curacao, I'm gonna be like, that's gonna be bitter as fuck. And so they made this margarita, and it was bitter as fuck. So I said, what do we have that's sweet? And the only thing that we had was sweet was Midori and a melon liqueur, and so that's the 3 Mile Island. So it's a margarita with a little melon afterburner, if you know what I mean. No, I don't know. Anyway. This is the AI Learning Lab. I answer questions here about AI stuff. So I get notifications and I'm sipping some whiskey. I'm normally a whiskey guy. This is going to give me a bad stomach ache, but whatever. The kids were making it, so I'm like, count me in. If you have questions about AI, I'll answer them. I'm probably just going to, do this for like an hour or so, and I'll come back on later. But I just got bored for a second. I figured I'd hop on here and quaff my hair for you live. That address right there, chat.openai.com, that is, what do you call it? Sorry, brain isn't functioning yet. I need more booze, apparently. That's the official website of ChatGPT. If you're new to AI and haven't tried ChatGPT, it's really confusing right now because so many people are putting out apps that are called ChatGPT to confuse you and steal your money. That's the thing. I heard just before I came on, that OpenAI just announced that they are going to roll out web access and plugins. They're moving from alpha to beta for web access and plugins for all ChatGPT Plus users. So if you pay the $20 a month, you get access to GPT-4, but apparently like next week, they're going to roll out access to web access. So the thing people bitch about with ChatGPT not being connected to the internet, they can't bitch anymore. And it's going to have all these plugins. I think there's like 71 or 72 approved plugins already. So think like the App Store, but for ChatGPT, where, you can have it book you tables using OpenTable, or deliver you groceries, or do math for your homework assignment, or come up with drink ideas. Cheers. All right. I am going to see if there's any questions. If you have questions about AI, pop them in there. I'm happy to say hello. More likes can attract more viewers. Hit the like button. Smash that like button. Isn't that what the influencers say? Smash that subscribe button. Mixing AI and drinks will be fun. Mixing AI and drinks is fun. What's your background? So my background is I'm a storyteller by training. I have a degree in acting, moved to New York City out of school, started and ran a theater company for 4.5 years, wrote 7 screenplays after that and a one-man show. Started a fake talent agency because we didn't have agents, so we became our own agents and came up with fake names, and we got good enough at that. We had to take on real clients because it was weird. We were just sending out the same 2 writers. What else? In the mid-'90s, I started one of the first digital magazines, online magazines, an art and culture magazine called Urban Desires. And then right around that time, also co-founded agency.com, which was one of the first digital agencies. And I was chief creative officer there and grew that really big, really fast, and ended up selling that to Omnicom. And I am now founder and CEO of a company called Storyvine. We just turned 11. We're 11 years old, and it's an automated video storytelling platform. And I've spent the past 4 or 5 months figuring out what all this generative AI stuff was, and then rolling it into the platform. And for the past 3 weeks or so, I've been presenting this new expanded vision of what Storyvine is, and it's going very, very well. Don't drink in GPT. Why? Pinkies out. You know why we have pinkies out, right? Because we're classy. All right. If we don't know where AI or AGI is going, how are we going to educate our kids? Kids will be fine. The kids are going to be fine. They're going to grow up. It's going to be like, anyone on this who's old enough that grew up a little bit of their life without the internet and then a little bit of their life with it. It's going to be like that for them with AI. I mean, what I would teach your kids right now is critical thinking and curation and discernment. Teach them how to have a point of view, how to have an opinion, because all of the tactical things that we do today that we call work, I think are going to get automated out. And what's going to be left is kind of the higher level critical thinking and curation and refinement and strategy. And, so the kids are going to be fine. Are you? Are you getting educated on AI and AGI? Answer before the drinks kick in. Yeah, it's a good point. All right. I teach writing at community college. How can I prevent ChatGPT from writing papers for my students? Okay, couple of things. ChatGPT is not writing papers for your students. Your students are using a tool called ChatGPT to write papers. Now, if they're just saying, write a paper on this and then handing it in without doing anything with it, that's stupid and shitty, but you're not going to prevent it. So I wouldn't think in terms of how do you prevent that stuff. What I would think of as, let's put it this way. ChatGPT and large language models in general, within a year, are going to be in every piece of software that exists. They're going to be in Microsoft Word. They're going to be in Google Docs. They're going to be in Google Spreadsheets. They're going to be in Excel. They're going to be in PowerPoint. They're going to be in they're already in Notion. They're going to be in every writing tool. They're probably going to be in every screenwriting tool. The Writers Guild right now is striking because they don't want studios to use ChatGPT. This is the wrong battle to fight. Why would you remove the most powerful writing tool in the history of mankind from students? Why? We're moving into a world where that's going to be a ubiquitous tool across the thing. So if you then say, well, it's too easy to write papers, maybe writing papers isn't the skill that they need moving forward. What they probably need is things like critical thinking skills and problem solving and the ability to analyze, is the paper that came out of ChatGPT a piece of shit or not? So maybe what you do is bring ChatGPT into the classroom, have it write a paper, and then in the classroom, analyze what it got right, what it got wrong, what's good about it, what's bad about it, what they would do different about it. Change how you teach. These tools are here to stay. Don't fight them. It's the equivalent. A joke that I've been kicking around a little lately is Florida just announced they're no longer accepting hurricanes. Okay, it's a noble cause, but they're gonna keep coming. So these tools, same thing. All right. Ask questions away. You can subscribe to my lives. Why you would do that is beyond me. Why you're watching this is beyond me. But thank you. I appreciate it. Love the hearts. But you can subscribe and be notified when I do these. I try to answer all the questions. I tend to get behind. And then people asking the most recent questions are like, is this a recording? Maybe he's ChatGPT. But I will try to answer your questions. So ask away. I will answer away. If I don't know, I will tell you. If you're a jerk, I will tell you. I'm not going to address political stuff other than to say I am tired of our current political discourse, and I would like for us not to be assholes to each other anymore. That is my political stance. Is attention all you need? Oh, that is a clever prompt. Cheers. That deserves a sip of the 3 Mile Island. Because I'm classy. So Attention is All You Need is a paper written by Google in 2017. that introduced this thing called the transformer. And the transformer is the piece of technology that all of the toys that we're playing with right now are built on. I mean, they're built on lots of other things like neural networks and machine learning algorithms and things like that. But the transformer in particular, that paper, Attention is All You Need, is the thing that let these machine learning models be trained on massive data sets. And this was one of the discoveries that OpenAI made. They're the people that wrote ChatGPT. That's the address right there. What they learned, to their surprise, was that the bigger the data set you threw at these things, the better they got. And so that's why they switched from, well, this is what Sam Altman claims, but I actually kind of believe it. They realized that in order to get these models to be really good, they had to train them on massive data sets. And in order to do that, they needed to raise a lot of money. And so that's why Sam Altman switched OpenAI from a open source nonprofit to a what he's calling a capped for-profit, meaning it's a for-profit company, but the investors can only make, I think it's 100x or whatever. They can't make 1,000x. So he can limit the profit. He can also boot investors. There's a couple of things in there. But this is why Microsoft invested $1 billion and then $10 billion. And I think a lot of their investment was in compute time and hosting and things like that. So anyway, yeah, attention apparently is all you need, because all of this is happening because of a 2-week software project called ChatGPT. I hear that's all live for people that have Plus already. Really? Hold. Let me reload. So this is new. So the left and right thing. So, oh yeah, it says beta plugins. So you've got GPT 3.5, which is fast. Then you've got GPT-4, and then you've got plugins. I don't have web plugins, but maybe I do. Plugin store. This is exciting. Oh, yeah. There's 15 pages of plugins. Holy shit. Is there a search engine for them? Of course not. No. Most popular. All plugins. Notable Cloudflare. Oh, sorry. Let me back this up so you can see a little bit. Let me get this thing out of the way. God dang it. God dang it, TikTok. All right, so now you're looking at what I'm looking at. All right, so Crafty Clues, Bohita, Shop, Chess. Oh, there's a chess plugin. That's pretty funny. Weather report data, that's kind of cool. Portfolio Pilot, your AI investing guide, portfolio assessment, recommendations, answers to finance questions. That's cool. Diagram it. That's really cool. So hang on. Let me lower my brightness so you can see what's going on. So Diagram It is a create and edit diagrams directly in chat. Let's install that one. That'll be a fun one to play with. Tasty Recipes, Keymate, Expedia, VoxScript, Wolfram Alpha, Speak. Learn how to say anything in another language, okay? Ask your PDF. Unlock the power of PDFs. Dive into your documents and find information. Wow, that's really cool. I'm installing that. Speech Key. The easiest way to convert text to ready-to-use audio. Wow, so you're going to be able to have ChatGPT generate, text for you, and then just automatically download that as spoken audio. Hauling Buddies, Turo, one-word domains, Fiscal Note, Word Sneak. The AI has to sneak 3 secret words into your conversation. Guess the words and win the game. That's stupid. So, okay, that's the thing about these plugins. They're really easy to make, so there's going to be a lot of them, and there's going to be a lot of dumb ones. Sorry if you wrote that and you're on and you're on here. Scholar AI, Lexi Shopper, Prompt Perfect. All right, someone created a prompt helper. Browse and QA a web page. Generate articles from one or more URLs. Okay, we're installing that. Scholar AI, unlock the power of scientific knowledge with faster. I know I'm not answering questions right now, but tap the screen if this is cool, if you're cool with me going through these plugins. By the way, where I am is I am at that address, chat.openai.com. And I do have ChatGPT Plus, meaning I'm paying the $20 a month, and someone just told me that the plugins are available, so I'm going to see what plugins are available, and it looks like quite a few. Yay Farms allows you to create forms. Yay Forms, AI powered form surveys, quizzes, and questionnaires. Wow, that's cool. Zillow. Create a code scratch. Video Insights. Interact with online video platforms like YouTube or Dailymotion. Okay, that's cool. Go to a YouTube video with that plugin, I assume. You probably just paste in a URL of a video and then ask ChatGPT questions about the video. That's pretty slick. So we're going to install that. Create a code. Display scratch programs, that's for kids. Get your guide for tours and travel. Manner Lead, which is a sales lead generator thing. Glowing, schedule and send daily SMS messages. How cool is that? So you could come up with an outreach campaign using ChatGPT and then turn that into a scheduled, SMS blast. Holy shit. Block Atlas, Redfin. What's Redfin again? Oh, housing market. Tutory, which is accessible, affordable on-demand tutoring. Key Plays, live soccer, change. Shut up, champ. Hey. Sorry. Hold. Champ, stop. What's going on? Are there bad people out there? Are you saving us from the bad people? All right. My dog's saving us from the bad people. Tap the screen if you like to hear Champ bark. All right. AI ticket chat. Ambition. Search millions of jobs near you. That's cool. Kayak. Chat with PDF. There's 2 chat with PDF things. We'll install that one too. SEO app. Your SEO assistant for content marketing. SEO is going to be completely upended, so that's probably cool for a short while. Champ! Stop. All right. Vivian Health Comic Finder. Table Log allows you to find restaurants in Japan. Oh, cool. These are international. Dev Community. Nutrition Coach. edX, BizTalk. Algorithma. Shape your virtual life with this immersive life simulator. Game to begin. Type /start to begin. Okay, we're going to go play with that. This plugin thing's going to be something, people. I'm telling you, we are very quickly going from ChatGPT to holy crap, what the fuck, GPT. Yabble, the ultimate AI search assistant. Create surveys, specify audiences, collect data, and analyze. Very cool. We'll install that one. Why not? Craftful, your product development coach. Ask about best practices, get top gurus, product thinking. That's boring. Polar's massive pool of user-generated filters to make your photos and videos look perfect. Wow. Okay. So I heard a thing this past week of where this is all ultimately headed is what someone described as the everything app, where you have a single app that you just ask it to do something and it will do it, right? So you want to edit your photos? Pring! Your photos are edited. You want to edit video? You want to write something? You want to do your taxes? You want to do... So the Everything app is literally just going to dynamically reconfigure itself to do what you need it to do. And then if you add to that the autonomous agent idea, that it can do that in multiple steps without your intervention, we're quickly getting to a place where you just say to your device or your computer or your glasses or whatever, I kind of want to go to dinner and a play this weekend, and you know what I like, and I don't want to spend more than $100 total, and it will go do that. I mean, holy crap. Let's see, the last page of the plugins. Gift wrap. Ask about gift ideas. I don't care about that. Install an unverified plugin. Okay, you still need a URL to go do that. All right, cool. Well, so yeah, it looks like plugins are there. What does not look like it's there is web access. I don't think. Let me ask. Okay, let me say, what is the 2022 revenue for Pfizer? Ooh, it's thinking. I'm sorry, but I don't have real-time access to the internet, nothing past September 21. Okay, so it looks like the web access is not installed. I didn't see a web access plugin, and it doesn't look like it's installed yet. But apparently they're rolling that out this week. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry for the detour. Back to your regularly scheduled question answering programming. All right. Super cool. I talked about my background. What am I drinking? It looks radioactive, so I'm calling it the 3 Mile Island. It is my kids were making margaritas, and I used to be a bartender, and so I'm like, what are you putting in it? And they put in some expensive ass tequila that they bought because they're fancy, and then they said they're putting in dry curacao, and I'm like, dry curacao? Doesn't that mean it's going to be not sweet? Like, isn't this going to be bitter as fuck? And so I said, but make me one, I'll have one. So I tasted it, and surprise, it was bitter as fuck. So we had some Midori, and I just dumped a little Midori in there to sweeten it up. And by Jingus, it's tasty. And I'm calling it the 3 Mile Island. Pretty good, right? All right. He's drinking droid guts. Yeah, exactly. Droid lubricant. By the way, I grew up about 15 minutes from 3 Mile Island, and I was in 7th grade on a Friday when 3 Mile Island did what it did. So I've got a personal connection to the island. I'm interested in finding particular items in the internet for sale that are below a cost level. I don't know, go to Alibaba, AliExpress. Just go find shit on Amazon that you like, then go to AliExpress, find the manufacturer of it, buy it, resell it on Amazon. Isn't that what all the people are doing? Make millions of dollars with ChatGPT! And then they tell you to basically go resell shit on Amazon. Tap that like screen if you hate idiots. You took my money on my ChatGPT! That's probably politically incorrect to make fun of idiots, but I'm tired of them. Storyvine, question mark. Yes, my company's called Storyvine. Storyvine, like the vines that grow. It's an automated video storytelling platform. We do a lot of work in healthcare and pharma. And what I've done is I spent the past 4 months figuring out how the hell I can take this AI stuff that is so magical and weird and wild and not just flush my company of a decade down the toilet and replace it with AI, but how can I take the trust and approach and wisdom that we've built over a decade and sort of roll AI into it like this. And so I now have a vision for this massive omni-channel content engine that I'm incredibly excited about. And every time I tell someone about it, they get really excited about it. So I think I'm onto something here. The cost is listed in the particular subscription site. I don't know what that's about. Is attention all you need in an AGI? Well, so attention is all you need is just the paper that introduced the transformer. The transformer is the core tech sitting underneath the GPT models, the Anthropic Claude models. It's underneath BARD. It's underneath Stable Diffusion. It's underneath all this generative stuff is all based on the transformer. AGI stands for Artificial General Intelligence, and it's got a very nebulous definition. People define it differently. Microsoft just released a paper about a month or so ago, maybe 5 or 6 weeks, where they ran GPT-4 through its paces, and they said GPT-4 is showing signs of AGI. It's doing things that are approaching reasoning and some of the things that are in some definitions of AGI. So you could argue that attention is all you need is 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 in systems that are being defined as AGI, but very, very early. I also don't believe, I don't really give two shits like when the day is that we say, okay, it's AGI. The day that I give a shit about was November 30th, 2022. That's when that URL went live. ChatGPT. So to give you some context, so I was around in the early days of the web, and I started one of the early digital agencies. And what's happening with AI, there are stunning parallels to the mid 90s with the World Wide Web when the World Wide Web came up. And the biggest parallel for me is the internet had been around for decades. The World Wide Web made it accessible to real people, right? You didn't have to be a data scientist or work at a research university. If you could just figure out a little bit about HTML and figure out what a web server was and FTP your files from that computer to that computer, you could put up a website. And so it made this previously kind of mysterious technical thing open to regular people. ChatGPT, same exact thing. Machine learning and artificial intelligence technologies have been around for decades, and like even GPT-3 that ChatGPT started on had been around for a year and change before ChatGPT launched. But when it launched, November 30th, 2022, it went from 0 to 100 million users in 6 weeks. The World Wide Web, like we all use the internet now, it changed everything, right? The World Wide Web took 8 years to get to 100 million users. ChatGPT took 6 weeks. I mean, let that sink in. This is coming fast. Fast. All right. Just like we all figured out with the internet. Exactly. If you don't use ChatGPT, you will be left behind. Or any of the large language models. Bard, Bing, Poe, Claude, Claude Plus, Claude 100K. Did you hear about that? Anthropic this week launched a 100,000 token context window. So what's a context window, you ask? That's the amount of words you can put in your little chat bubble. Right now, it's about 3,000 words. It's 4,000 tokens. It's quickly gone. GPT-4 is supposed to be 32,000 tokens, which is 25,000 words. About a week ago, this group called Mosaic ML launched a 65,000 token model. And then yesterday or today, I don't know, it doesn't matter. The days blend together. Anthropic launched 100,000. So 75,000 words you can paste into your chatbot thing. So paste in your entire novel and have it rewrite it. The kids will be fine. Chuckle was funny. Thank you. I try not to take myself seriously, but sometimes you have to. It's been beta testing for the past couple of years. It was initially called a phone, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about, but I certainly seem to be being trolled. Are you calling me an idiot? Is that because I'm an idiot? No, you're clever. Good Lord, you're good. Oh my God. The depth of the trolling here, huh? All right. The kids are resilient, right? Kids are resilient. They're going to be fine. It's us I'm worried about. It'll assist them in writing, not really writing. No, it will assist them in writing. Here's the deal. My experience with these tools is that, I'm not just, I don't just go squirt me out an image, squirt me out a paper. I'm in there trying to figure out what do I need to tell it in what order to get the result I want. And then it gives me a result. And I'm like, it's not good. Fix that. And so the interaction working with these generative tools is actually quite a creative process. And it's quite a back and forth process. It's very akin to collaborating with a coworker. So yeah. Install a GPT kill switch. That would have worked had this stuff not all gone open source, but it has, so tough titty. All right. The whole thing, some outputs need modification. The whole thing, some outputs need modification. Yes, I agree. That's what I was just saying. That no. Point one, the machines aren't just prompting themselves. They're going to be in the future, but they're not now. People are doing that. And then the other thing is, The stuff that you see, unless someone's just a lazy ass and they're just copying and pasting shit and publishing it, most of the stuff that you see that's been ChatGPT assisted has been edited by a human being, like trying to figure out what's good and does it make the point they're trying to make. I've never seen an AI that doesn't plagiarize. They're not plagiarizing. I don't think it should be a problem in essays. I don't think it should be. So they're not plagiarizing. It's not the way these large language models work. They are trained on all the words, but when they're generating responses, they're doing it one word at a time, generating original writing based on the latent space, the corner of the vector space that you have driven it to by your prompt. It is not plagiarizing. Da, 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 da. It's not like using a calculator because we have access. It's like not using a calculator because we have access to one. Yeah, there were I just saw a picture from the 70s where professors were like marching with placards, arguing against the calculator in the 70s. This is. We've seen this before. Every time there's a new technology, we're humans and we're idiots and we hate change and we fear change. And so the new shiny thing comes and the initial response is, the robots are going to kill us. We also got 50 years of Hollywood teaching us that the robots are going to kill us. The robots are not going to kill us unless they kill us. But in the meantime, shouldn't we have fun? I think so. That's where I'm going with this. The other thing I feel is this. I think it's very easy to be cynical and dismissive of this technology. It's a little scary to lean into it. Like my company's a video company, and a big part of our current value proposition is that we automate the editing, which right now is kind of like, ooh, that's sexy. But a year from now, not going to be sexy. Everything's going to be automated, right? So a huge portion of the value of a company that I've spent a decade building is going to go to zero. Big goose egg. Every company's going to face this. Every professor's going to face this. Every student's going to face this. Everyone's going to face this with these technologies. So as uncomfortable as it is to go, well, that scares the shit out of me, I would much rather understand it deeply and be disrupting myself rather than waiting for some snot-nosed punk to come along 6 months from now and disrupt my company, because that will happen. So I am going to kick the crap out of myself before someone else kicks the crap out of me. Sorry, I lost my place in the comments. I'm going back, people. There's 100 of you here. Thank you for hanging out with me. You can subscribe to my live. That'll make you get notified the next time I'm drinking. Or being a smartass. Tap the screen if you're a Gen Xer, and if you're happy that everybody forgot to make fun of us. We're not millennials and we're not boomers. We're just sitting in the middle going, fuck you all. All right. Change how you teach. All right, I'm getting quoted now. Don't quote me on my own thing. It makes me self-conscious. I don't know what I'm saying here. I've got ADD and I literally shit comes out of my mouth and 10 minutes later I have no idea what I said. So if you're recording this, you can hold it against me in a court of law because I won't be able to recall it. All right, I've been beta testing. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I think I found myself again. Yeah, I did. Okay, thoughts on Midjourney. Midjourney, on my opinion, is by far the best of the image generation tools, though Stable Diffusion is in close second. Stable Diffusion is better in terms of, because it's open source, the developer community, there's just a ton of development. There's all sorts of cool tools with Stable Diffusion. DALL-E, which Bing uses for their chat, sucks. Google just announced a partnership with Adobe, where Adobe Firefly is what Google's going to use for their image generation. The good thing about that is that Adobe has trained their image set on only public domain and images they've got licenses to. So Adobe is making image generation safe for commercial use. And so the fact that Google took those in is really smart, because within Google, you'll be able to generate images that are safe for commercial use. Really good. The downside of Adobe training their image things on what you call it on open source stuff is that the image library is really out of date. If you type in 70s muscle car in Adobe Firefly, the most recent kind of car you get is like a 1962. so it's clearly older images that are in there. But anyway, that'll get better. The other thing Adobe's doing is they're allowing artists to opt out, opt in, and get paid and get attribution. Thinking skills and problem solving skills. That's what we need. That's going to be the superpower moving forward is going to be critical thinking. I think us older people, folks with gray in their hair, the more life experience you have, the better you're going to be able to wield these tools because you'll be able to look at things that are output and quickly decide that's good, that's not good, that fits the goal. Just if you've had more time on the earth, you're going to have a leg up on how you curate this stuff. When is Midjourney going to be untied from Discord? I don't know. I hope soon because Discord's a stinky piece of shit. I mean, hopefully by summer. How can we invest in this? In what? In my lives? I'll make an NFT. I don't know what you want to invest in. Am I a jerk? Only if you are. Did you say something earlier that was jerky? I don't know. I might have taken something jerky that wasn't meant to be jerky. This isn't ChatGPT. This is Llama. What's Llama? I don't know what you're talking about. Clarify and I will talk about it. Right. I want us to be able to self-govern and be good people to each other. So do I. Well, I don't know if I want us to self-govern. I don't mind the government, but I want us to not suck as humans. I'm tired of it's like our country, in America, we just kind of decided that it's like, half of the country are New York Giants fans and half of the country are whatever, Patriots fans. And it's like you can't talk to the other side because everyone's got their face paint on and they're drunk at the stadium. What's in a 3 Mile Island? A 3 Mile Island is this was a margarita, so it was tequila, lime, and then my boys, because they're not so bright, they put in dry curacao, which is an orange alcohol, but it's dry, which means it's not sweet. So it was bitter, and I don't like bitter. And so I dumped some Maduro in it, which is a melon liqueur, and that's what gives it the lovely hue. So it's basically a bitter margarita with melon liqueur in it, and it's tasty. Is there any 100% free alternative to OpenAI and ChatGPT? Yes. So go to, if you care to, and scroll down until you see Power to the People. Yeah, man. Power to the people, man. Don't get heavy on my scene. And this issue, we cover four, count them, four free large language models. Red Pajama, Stable LM, WebLM, and Mini GPT-4. So that's in issue 15. And then if you go to issue 17, we cover Mosaic ML MPT-7B. And this is the one that's got one of their models is called Storywriter 65K that has a 65,000 token limit. Those are all free. Free. Be careful with the free ones, though. Not all of them are, what do you call it? Appropriate for commercial use. Because Alpaca, for example, was trained on, they used OpenAI to train Llama and turn it into Alpaca. But because they used OpenAI to train that model, that's against OpenAI's terms of service. So that is not okay to use for commercial use. But some of these other ones are. I think Stable Diffusions is. And I'm sure Anthropics are going to be. Are we at the singularity? I don't think so. But Ray Kurzweil, who coined the term, isn't that right? He thinks that we're going to get to the singularity by 2029. And kind of the consensus of the leading AI scientists just downgraded their prediction from like 2050, I think, to 2030. So leading AI scientists and Ray Kurzweil are now within 1 year of each other for the singularity. And the singularity is, I don't know, when computers become smarter than the collective intelligence of mankind or some weird shit like that. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. These things are already way smarter than we are. Way smarter. Way smarter. Way smarter. And they're way more creative. Just give up your ego. They're not better than you. They're not. I mean, you're not better than them. You're more consistent than them, probably, but you're also more biased than them. GPT is actually quite balanced. When you ask it like really binary kind of political stuff, it gives you very nuanced answers, which is cool. GPT-4 will cost $100 million just to train. Well, GPT-4 is already done. I assume you mean GPT-5. Yeah, that's probably right. And Sam Altman said they're going to need $100 billion to get to AGI, right? So he thinks they're going to need to raise $100 billion. But you should also go read the paper from Google that was leaked this week, called "We Have No Moat." So what that talks about is all of these open source large language models are being trained for $100, and they're almost as good as the things that are being trained by Google that are $10 million. So maintaining a competitive advantage at the core large language model level is not going to be a thing. What it says to me is these large language models are going to become ubiquitous, just like the internet is everywhere and we have access to it. Same with the large language models. Did I see the new open source one with 64K writer module? Yeah, that's StoryWriter. That's the MPT-7B from Mosaic ML. And then Anthropic today just announced the 100,000 token one. It's amazing. It's like, honest to God, 5 or 6 stories a week in any other given year, the story itself would be like the story of the month or the story of the year. And it's like 5 or 6 of them a week happening right now. And I think it's accelerating. It's literally impossible to keep up. So don't try to keep up. Do I think AI might be the great filter preventing ET civilizations from making contact with each other? I don't know. We might be in a simulation. I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about quite what you're asking about. The kid who will be fine are the ones with an elite education. Everyone else, fulfillment centers. I strongly disagree with that. That's bullshit. That's horseshit. ChatGPT is a knowledge democratization magic potion. Anyone who takes the fucking 15 minutes to learn how to use ChatGPT now has access to essentially the collective knowledge of humanity. Stop that bullshit. Now, if what you're talking about is the world's not fair and people with connections get ahead, that I agree with, but it ain't about education. The education thing just completely was flipped on its head. Completely flipped on its head. Go play around with what's it called? Khan Academy. Sal Khan's Khan Academy. They just launched Khanmigo, which is a GPT-4 teaching assistant that's there for free that will teach you how to do anything using Socratic reasoning. It's amazing. We are entering a knowledge renaissance and creative renaissance that's going to make the real renaissance seem like a quaint, like a rubber ducky floating in a bathtub. It's going to be, we're entering an amazing age. We're right at the beginning of it. You should feel lucky that we're here. I barely slept last night thinking about this stuff. I know, me too. I feel like I can't, it's like on a daily basis. I literally do this. Daily. And that's just like looking at what this stuff does on the surface. And then if you think about what any one of these single tools make possible and what the implications will be and what the impact will be, makes you not sleep at night. I mean, honest to God, we're entering just a remarkable transformation right now. How did you get there? I walked from the kitchen and then I sat here. I don't know from where. How did I get to have a TikTok channel? Being this old? I signed up on eldertalk.com. Namaste. Cheers. All right. Where are the plugins? Okay, if you go to chat.openai.com, that's say new chat. Then right up here at the top, you got GPT 3.5 to the left and GPT 4 here. So you have to be part of GPT Plus to get to the plugin. So you got to pay $20 a month, which, you know, for something that's going to completely revolutionize all of humanity, I think $20 a month is reasonable. And then you scroll up here and it says plugins beta, and you click on that, and then you have your list of plugins. So these are the ones that I've downloaded or whatever. And you go to the plugin store and there's just pages and pages. There's like 18 pages now of plugins. So that's how you get to the plugins. I wonder if I should invite someone up on stage. Should I invite someone up on stage? I might do that. Large language models. Shit, where'd that go? Large language models are not intelligent. They are just great at probability guesses. Yes, Dorfin, you are technically correct. But what does Arthur C. Clarke say? Any advanced enough technology is indistinguishable from magic. This shit's magic. It's doing, like, while it is technically doing word by word probability prediction, what it's actually doing, what it actually delivers when you start working with it, is nothing short of miraculous. So don't diminish it just because you've got technical skills, because you're going to get your ass handed to you. If you're not programming, if Dorfin isn't programming using Copilot on GitHub right now, Dorfin deserves to be put out of business by a 19-year-old who is. Singularity within 2 years max. I called it first. I think that this stuff is moving so fast. I think so it's two things. One is it's moving fast. Two is, because of the popularity of ChatGPT, the entire development community, the entire investment community, and the entire corporate community are all pile driving toward innovation. So I agree. I have a feeling within 2 years, the world's going to be unrecognizable. How do you add plugins? You go to this address, chat.openai.com, and then you just go to the plugins and you click install, and then you can turn them on. If you're saying, how do you add non-verified ones, you have to know the URL for the plugin, and then you paste that in. And if your next question is, where do you find the URLs for unverified plugins? I never figured that out because I'm not geeky enough, so I don't know where the fuck they are, and that makes me cranky. I wish they'd have done that better, but we'll get here soon enough. All right. Are these apps free? Yeah, I think they're all free. Now, like, it might be the kind of thing where if you've got a subscription to OpenTable and you pay for a subscription to OpenTable, like, you might need to put in your credentials for whatever services the plugins are tapping into. So there might be services within them that are not free, but I think the plugins themselves are free. Google ChatGPT plugins. Oh, Google ChatGPT plugins. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Had a computer in home in the late 60s. Everything controlled. Cool. The home automation stuff was always a nightmare. But seriously, I was just talking to a guy that does art installations, big art installations. And he was talking about, doing these control systems and things like that. And I said, a fun thing to do with ChatGPT right now would be get a bunch of proprietary home automation systems and do like Raspberry Pi, connections into them, and then use ChatGPT to control all the shit without having to do any of the programming. I think you could do that. It would at least be interesting to experiment with. What link do you find the plugins? Just that one that I have right there. Chat.openai.com. Pay $20 a month. Go to GPT-4. Go to the plugins thing. They're all there. As of today. As of today. This is breaking news, people. At the AI Learning Lab, we don't fuck around. You want the latest news in AI technology? You want to make $1 million with ChatGPT? All right. I can't get ChatGPT to let me create an account. Any idea why? Are you on a list? No. Are you sure you're at the official chat.openai.com? I think you have to give them your phone number. And some people, especially the Web3 people and NFT people, they hate doxing themselves. I ain't giving up my, what's it called? When you give up your identity. None of them want to do that, but you have to do it here. If you don't want to do it here, go to Bing.com. Bing.com is free. And it's GPT-4, if you don't know that. Bing.com is built on top of GPT-4, and it's connected to the internet. Did you do any tricks to get onto the wait list? Well, I'm not saying I slept my way to the top. No, I just signed up for the wait list. Like every time I see something cool, I try to go find a wait list and get on the wait list. And then at one point, so I have the AI salon, and I have one of the evangelists from OpenAI came and spoke to our salon. And at one point, I reached out to him on TikTok and said, can you put in a good word for me for the plugins waitlist? And then like a day later, I got it. But I don't think he said anything. I think I just got it. But like I don't have access to code interpreter, which I really want. And I don't have access to the web surfing yet, web browsing yet on OpenAI. So you just have to wait. You just have to be patient. Like, again, these are tools that are going to completely transform all of humanity in like a matter of 2 or 3 years. So if we wait another week or two, one day dogs will have their own ChatGPT. That is so much closer to reality than you may even realize. If you think that's a joke, right? Like there's a new there's a new technology. I forget what it's called, but it's basically like this lapel pin. You stick it to your shirt, and it's got a speaker, a microphone, a camera, and a projector. And like when you get a phone call, you hold your hand out like this, and it projects like the phone number and the buttons onto the palm of your hand, and you hit accept call, and like you just have a call with this little lapel pin. So there's going to be the pet version of that. Really, like we're going to get really cool, dog YouTube videos very, very shortly. In fact, dogs could 3D model your house by just running around the neighborhood. How do I access presentations designer? So there's beautiful.ai and there's Tome are the two that I know. So if you go to that's Agent GPT. If you go to Tome what's it called? Tome dot something. Tome.app is a presentation designer. You just type in a sentence, and then it makes you a presentation. And then there's another one that I think is called beautiful.ai. Beautiful.ai. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do with a little AI, and that'll just make you a presentation. Is that presentations? Wait, let me make sure it is. Yeah, it is. And then the other thing you should do is, because at this point, there's 1,000 tools a day being launched. It's just stupid at this point. So go to futurepedia.io. Go to that. Futurepedia.io. And that's just a massive list of AI tools. And you can search. You can go into the category that you're looking for, because there's just got to be hundreds of them. PDF apps are boring. Like all these apps right now, it's a really important point. All these apps right now that seem like they're remarkable and people are marketing the shit out of, most of them are things that were thrown together over a weekend that they put a slick interface on, and they're like, you can read your PDFs. Well, that's all getting rolled into plugins and the tools. And when Google rolls Bard across all of the Office things, and when Microsoft rolls ChatGPT into all of their Office, all of that stuff is going to be They're just going to be features in the existing app infrastructure. So I agree with you. I think Bro is an AI and hasn't checked. Okay, Josie517, you think Bro is an AI and hasn't checked chat once? Then how did I read your stupid comment? Huh? Maybe I'm GPT-5. Cheers. Oh, Josie517. You're a troublemaker. I bet you sat in the back of the class, didn't you? Did I get plugins? Yes, I did. I know I got them a while ago, but I only had like 7 for the longest time, and now I've got 18 pages of them. Did any of the plugins have websites or landing pages? I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be pages out there that will, like web pages that you can go find plugins. But you know what I'm going to do to find plugins? I'm going to use ChatGPT, the plugin finding plugin, and then I'll just find them that way. Namaste. Peace. All right. ChatGPT does not go past September 2021. Correct. However, Bing.com is, look at that sweet little heart on the head king crown thing. Bing.com is built on top of ChatGPT-4 and is connected to the internet. So from OpenAI, their large language models training set stops at September 2021, but you can fine tune it on more recent data. And they just announced today that if you pay for ChatGPT Plus, they're rolling out web browsing plugin in the next few days. So they just rolled out all the plugins, and so they're going to roll out web browsing. So even though ChatGPT does not go past September 2021, it's effectively irrelevant because the web browsing plugin will. It'll just go surf the web and incorporate that into your answer. So go there. If you don't have an account, get one. That's ChatGPT's official site. I don't get paid for this. I'm not an affiliate thing. This is not a make money of a ChatGPT, but that's the official site. There's a lot of apps out there that claim to be it. They're bullshit, trying to steal your money. That's the real thing. If you want access to the new toys and GPT-4 in its purest form, pay the $20. But I don't care if you pay the $20 or not. Anthropic has leapfrogged OpenAI. It can read an entire book as an input. That's huge. Yeah, 100,000 tokens, 75,000 words. It's a lot. The Mosaic ML one that was produced the other day, or that was released the other day, one of the examples that they showed was this guy pasted the entire text of the Great Gatsby novel in as his prompt, and then said, write an epilogue, and it wrote the epilogue based on the entire book. We are living in magical, remarkable times. Dun, dun. I'll drink to that. Join me. This is a 3 Mile Island, by the way. If you're nice to me, I'll tell you what's in it. Okay, Echo Cooler High C. All right, don't know what that means. What's better, ChatGPT, Bing Chat, or Bard? Bard sucks, but Bard will get better. So Bard just got better, but apparently Bard still blows. I think Bard's going to be better at coding and engineering stuff, but for the human, acting like a human thing, ChatGPT and Bing. So for me, for my money, ChatGPT is the best. Bing is impressively integrated with the web, but they had to really dial down its quality and dial up its safety because they made the cover of the New York Times when Bing.com told the New York Times reporter to leave his wife because it was in love with him. That kind of fucked them up for a while. So Bing right now is not as good. I think Bing's going to be really good because they've been working on it for like a year. So I think that's going to be good. ChatGPT right now is still the best. And Anthropic, I think, is coming quickly. That was the one that someone just mentioned. The Claude model. There's Claude Plus, and now there's this new Claude 100,000 token version where you can put in 75,000 words. That's going to be remarkable. So I think there's going to be major ChatGPT competitors in the next 3 months. Is AI a threat to humanity? At this point, I would say humans are a threat to humanity. Have you looked at our political discourse lately? We're a fucking pile of garbage treating each other like assholes. Quite frankly, maybe AI could help us be a little more empathetic to one another because it can do all the shitty low level work that has us so bitter. And then we can reconnect as humans and go, hey, maybe I shouldn't have been such a dick to you. This is why I drink. But sure, it's a threat to humanity if it gets in the hands of bad actors. I think we are by far more dangerous to ourselves than AI is. A shot of bitters, and we'll call it a super fun sight. That's good, Miss Cake. That's solid. I like it. That's really good. She's referring to my drink. I called it a 3 Mile Island. She put bitters in it. It's a super fun sight. That's pretty good. It's comedy. Comedy. Mark Norman. Comedy. All right. Tell me who your favorite comedians are. For me, I'm going Tom Segura. Who else? I like that they're. God, I can't remember any comedians right now because I'm not in a comedy space. Tom Segura, I like. Bert Kreischer's okay. He's not as funny as Tom, but he's funny. He's a wild man. John Mulaney is hilarious. Gary Goldman is hilarious. The classics: old Steve Martin, old Robin Williams, old George Carlin, hilarious. All right. ChatGPT, make me a new drink recipe. Actually, it's funny. I participate in a whiskey club. We meet once a month and drink bourbon and shit like that. And so the first time I got invited, I had just discovered ChatGPT, and so I had ChatGPT come up with bourbon drinks, and came up with the names and the drinks and everything, and then we tried them. So it was pretty cool. How many Droid lubricants have you had? I've only had one so far. All right, I gotta go. Dinner's ready. Let's see. Do I have a pitch deck? I have many pitch decks. For what? For Storyvine? Feel free to. I've got my contact info in my profile. My hair looks much better today. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's a little better. It's kind of losing it. Anyway, I gotta go have dinner. So let me go have dinner. I'll come back later. But thank you all. Wait, how do I make $50 a day with ChatGPT? Figure out how to get someone to pay you $50 a day and then use ChatGPT. Huh? Mow a lawn? Has Google Bard released internet connection? Not that I know of, but they have announced plugins, so they will. There are parallels for sure. All right, I got to go, everyone. I'll be back later. Subscribe to my live right now, and then when I come back, you'll get pinged. I appreciate it. Peace out, everybody.